What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we got a really exciting video. Actually going to be introducing a new project, kind of not really a full-blown project. This is going to be actually for my wife. So we're real excited. She's actually pretty excited about driving it, which is surprising to me because I never thought she would want to drive something older. She's never really gave any interest to that kind of vehicle, but she's actually pretty excited to drive this one. So if you've been keeping up with the shorts, y'all actually saw it. It's a 93 BMW 740i, so an E32 I believe is what they call them. Not too keen on Beamer terminology, but I'm excited to, I've had a few older ones, but I'm excited to get into this thing. We're just going to be doing a little bit of walkthrough. I got to put new parts on, as you saw in the intro. I got to put new oil fill lines. I think they call them oil cooler lines, but it really doesn't go to the oil cooler. It actually goes to the oil filter housing. So it's however the parts people list it. I got all these parts from FCP Euro, not sponsored, but I do use them a lot for my European cars that I get to fix. So we're gonna be replacing those two lines because one was leaking. I got two more valve or rocker cover bolts because I lost mine, or the nuts with the washers. Obviously some power steering fluid because you gotta take the pump out to replace these lines, and then more oil to top it back off. So we'll get a little walkthrough of the car once it's all done, but for now, let's put these parts on, start it up, drive it for a little bit, see how she does. It's been sitting, from the guy I got it from, said he had the car sitting for at least 3 years. And then before that, he doesn't know how long they've been sitting it, but I did put a new battery in it, did get it running. And then that's when I found out we actually have a pretty substantial oil leak, and it was coming from these lines. So got the lines in finally. So we're just gonna get to it, put these in, and go from there. We'll get, like I said, we'll get a little walkthrough around the car. She's got some wear. I mean, can't expect much. I mean, it's a 93, so she's getting a little old for compared to all these newer vehicles. But and then at the end of the video, I will give an update on the Colt, if that's for the people that have been tuning in, keeping up with the channel. The Colt is still getting worked on. I just had to get a few more parts ordered, but finally got the parts in. So pretty sure the next video is going to be me building the exhaust manifold. Finally got the collector in for that. So stay tuned if you want to hear more updates on the Colt. But for now, let's hop into this, get these lines changed out, and then hopefully go for a drive here afterwards. But it's pretty windy out here in Alaska where I'm living, so we'll see how the weather holds up and see if I can even film with volume or not. But let's get into it. All right, so as I mentioned before, these are the lines. These are obviously the old ones. You can see pretty cruddy, not really the best shape, but these do look original. I don't think they've ever been replaced. These are the new ones that came in from FCP Euro, direct replacement. As you can see, this one, that, and this is this. So real excited. These are about $100 a piece. You can see the part number right here for this one. This one didn't come in a bag, but this is the part number. FCP Euro has both of these in stock. Like I said, we got valve cover, little nut for the valve covers. Got two of those because they were missing. This is the power steering fluid recommended by BMW. Got a serpentine belt because the other one was cracked. And then this is the oil we're going to be using, some liquid moly, Mologen. Just trying it out, see how I like it. Haven't used it before, heard some good reviews on it, but that's it. So we'll get into this. I'm going to try to film as much as I can. It's really not in a good spot. I have like no room in my garage right now because of the BMW being inside. It's like 0 degrees outside where I'm at, so not doing any work outside in the driveway. So had to get some room. Yeah, so as you can see, it's a pretty snug fit, almost hitting the water heater and my gas line. And then if we come here, she's a pretty big car. Let's see. This is about the gap in between both. So not a lot of working room on this side, but we come over here. This is the exhaust stuff I was talking about. I got stuff to make headers for the Colt, stuff to make the rest of the exhaust. So we'll be getting into that next video, but you can see not a lot of room with my welder. Probably shove it into the restroom, but she's a pretty clean car for, you know, a 93. Can't complain. I've already done valve cover gaskets. I've cleaned the little intake cover. Need to clean it again because something dripped on it. But so valve cover gasket has been replaced. Spark plug's been replaced. Really, that's everything. And if you're wondering why I said it's specific power steering fluid, it says right on the cap you want CHF 11.S. So that's what I got. Just stick with the stuff that it calls for. I don't want to try to put some ATF in it and then have some issues, but she's pretty clean. Right now it's running winter tires, so I believe these are off a 2000s BMW. Not too sure, but I do have the original BBS mesh wheels that came with it. So those are going to be summer tires. These are the winter tires. They're fine. These are what, 17s, 16s. The other ones are 15s. So let's see if we get down here. So this is going to be the spot. Let's see if I turn this light on. Okay. So as you can see, I had to take the alternator out, which sits right here. The lines go into the back of this housing right here. They both go there, and then they go down, snake behind the power steering line right here, snake behind it, and then go where this cloth is kind of holding the shit from getting into it. I have it stuffed in the holes so that way nothing falls in just from it sitting. But yeah, she's a little oily. You can see it was leaking a little bit. Definitely gonna need to get new motor mounts, so I'll get those ordered up and on their way. Does have a block heater. Obviously living up in Alaska, kind of need that because it gets super cold. So she's a little grimy down here. It's not terrible. It is something I can, you know, eventually get super clean if I want to spend all the time and effort into doing that. But for now, we're just going to switch these lines. Like I said, I'm going to try to get as much recorded as possible, but it really takes both hands to get these lines in. So it might just be me taking a break, showing you after I've already installed it. That way y'all can see the routing. And then obviously put the alternator back in and going from there. So let's just hop into it, get these lines put in and get everything back situated, back together, and then we can go drive this thing. Actually take it for its long maiden voyage and see what other issues might arise, but everything else looks pretty clean. I mean, obviously there's rust and stuff from sitting, but nothing that catches my eye that's gonna be scary and need to be replaced immediately. See kind of what's going on here. Okay, so got them in. Took a little bit longer than I would like, but you can see back of the housing, and then they go in a terrible spot right here. And then the little fasteners, terrible. It's not a fun job, but it's in. So now all I gotta do, put alternator back in, sits right here, then power steering pump will go in its spot, serpentine belt, and then we should be good to fill it up, fire it up, and see if we got any more leaks anywhere. But yeah, so if you're gonna do this job, highly recommend trying to find a lift. But if you have to do it on the ground, good luck. It sucks. It's not fun. It's not a fun job whatsoever, but job's done. So let's get to go. All right, so we're all good to go. Everything got hooked back up. Serpentine belt is on. Now we just need to hook the battery back up, which is underneath the back seat on that side. So let me get this out of here. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, see, so got new battery. So we're just gonna hook it up, make sure everything's good. Alright, so let's see, hazards off. Okay, so let's open the garage real quick. Because I know it's gonna be a little smoky. Not too much because it's super windy outside. And then battery is hooked up. Let's see how she starts. Now, make sure we don't have any leaks. Doesn't look like. I think we're good. Perfect. Alright, so that's going to conclude today's video. Alternator isn't charging, so I started losing battery power, checking the lights started coming on, and it started running like crap, which entails that I am losing voltage and it doesn't have enough voltage to keep it properly functioning. So we'll go ahead, fix the alternator in the next video, but I did notice the switching also is not the best, but after sitting for 3 years and or plus, it's obviously going to be worn out. So we'll go ahead, probably fix alternator, fix suspension, all in the next video. But I mean, it rides pretty nice for the little bit I did driving it up and down the street. But obviously don't want to drive it too long because battery not charging, don't want to be stranded. So we brought it back, got it parked. It's a pretty clean car for. I only spent $500 buying it, so can't complain for a $500 BMW that runs with clean title. So I'll take it. I mean, my wife likes it, so that's a plus. I mean, that's always a plus when your wife likes the project vehicles you bring, and actually he's excited to be driving it whenever we get it fixed. But as far as Colt update, I do have all the exhaust parts that I'm gonna do to build a header. Like I said, I was waiting on my collector. It finally came in. This is just a cheap $100 header built, universal header building kit. It is steel. Not doing stainless header on this build because I don't want to put a lot of money into this engine anymore. Like I said, we will be doing an engine swap. I haven't quite figured out what swap I want to do. I keep going back and forth between a lot. I've bought a lot of engines, sold them. Just nothing really has caught my interest as in like, yes, this is gonna be the new heart for this Colt. But we'll see once I get it painted, started driving it again, get a little bit of money saved up so that way I can just do swap, not have to stop, you know, wait on money, waiting on funds to complete the progress. So we're just gonna get it running how it is. That's why I got steel tube, steel header, but I do have just a cheap Amazon stainless exhaust piping kit for after the collector. So it is gonna be getting a stainless, I mean, it's not high quality stuff, but it's gonna be getting a stainless exhaust from header back. So we will be building that in the next video. And so another thing, I did start doing the patch panel. Not my finest moment with the welding, kind of blew a few holes, but it was pretty thin stuff. So, but I did start the patch paneling, did start a little bit of the sanding on the epoxy primer, the sealer. Just need to finish doing this door, fenders, and then this was already primed from previous when I first started doing body work on it. So that hood is probably good for one more sand and coat of primer, and then it should be good for paint. But as you see, I have a 2x4 holding this up right now. So, but engine is back in. I did do tube work if you've been keeping up with the shorts. I did do the tubular front end. It is all finished welded. Just need to go back, smooth out the welds. That way it looks seamless. But we will be doing the header in the next video. So all I did was cut the old, I guess that's where the cat was on this motor. So I did cut it off right at the flange and then just sanded it down, ground it down pretty smooth. Don't recommend it because it is a cast piece. It's not gonna be the most ideal thing to weld on, but that's another reason I went with steel, because it's cast, I believe it's cast iron, cast steel. So it'll be a little bit easier to weld to. Not gonna be fun. I am not looking forward to doing that. I might just fork up the money, have my buddy cut me out one on his plasma cutter out of some steel, and then just go from there. But that's the quickest and easiest thing I could do, at least for mock-up. We'll see how it welds. Like I said, if I'm fighting it too much, I'm just gonna go ahead, have my buddy cut me out that piece in steel that's clean, that I know I can weld to, and then we'll go ahead and build the header from there. But that's gonna be next video on the Colt, which I should be coming out with that soon. I've been working out of town a lot, so it's kind of hard for me to do this. I do this whenever I can on my free time during the weekend if I'm in town and stuff like that. But that's gonna be next video, so stay tuned if y'all are tuning in for the Colt. And then stay tuned, go ahead, like, subscribe. If y'all are here for the BMW, there's gonna be a lot more content on that. That's one of the cars I've been looking for. Would have been nice if it was a 750 with the V12, but can't complain, $500, got a 740i. So there's gonna be a lot coming on with that. It does have a lot of body damage, but we'll see what we can get. I'd rather do just basic wheels, suspension, obviously the alternator now, and then whatever problems may arise. But that's gonna be next video, suspension, alternator on the BMW, and header build if y'all are tuning in for the Colt. That's gonna be the next video on the Colt. So all right, so with that being said, we're gonna end this video here. Hope y'all had happy holidays and a good New Year's, and hopefully, like I said, set those goals for this year, and hopefully we all achieve what we set. If not, no harm, no foul. Just set those goals and just stay motivated. So like I said, if y'all are here for the BMW, welcome. There's going to be more videos on that. And if y'all are here for the Colt, I know it's been a while, but just stay tuned. Like, comment, subscribe. What y'all want to see next on both vehicles. They're not going anywhere. So like I said, just keep those goals in mind. Don't lose sight of them, and hope y'all have a good New Year. So bye.